Let's go. You know it's baby.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Box Talk with Luis Madrid. Today we're joined by a very special guest. We're joined by undefeated flyweight 12-0 Sulem Urbina. How you doing today, champ? Nice to see you.
I'm excited to be here with you, and thank you for the invitation.
Awesome, I appreciate it. So just to start off a little bit, can you just talk to us just briefly a little bit about where you were born, your roots, and how you got introduced to boxing?
Well, I was born in Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico. My parents brought me here to the U.S. I came here undocumented when I was 5 years old. And because of that, I couldn't fight international or compete at any national tournament here in the U.S. So I started boxing when I was 11 years old, and there wasn't much I could do. I started boxing because of my older brothers. And many years I didn't accomplish much because of me being undocumented. So I decided to pack my bags, and I left to Mexico, and I represented Mexico on the Mexican national team. Then I became a pro, and I've been pretty successful in my life.
Awesome. And how long how many amateurs did you fight?
I had 96 amateur fights, and I had about 18 losses. I don't really remember the exact record, but I have a lot of experience in amateurs.
That's usually how it is with the amateur record. It's too many fights to remember. Most of the people that I ask say the same thing.
Yeah, the amateurs, it's where you get your experience, it's where you're built, and I've been learning a lot. I learned a lot to turn into the pros.
Okay, awesome. And speaking about that, what do you think that it is about Sonora that has so many world champions, like just world champions, great fighters, like there's so many of them?
I don't know. I think it's something that's just in our blood. Julio Cesar Chavez, Gallito Estrada. We have many world champions there in Sonora, but we don't have a woman world champion yet. So I'm hoping to be the first one.
Capital on the yet.
Yes.
Hopefully
yes.
soon. That's awesome. Cool. And so how has this quarantine been treating you? Have you lost your mind yet?
It's nice to actually slow down and do things not just in a fast pace, and just be able to spend more time at home. I do miss the normal life, being able to go to the grocery store and not having to worry about wearing a mask, because whether you believe in COVID or not, I mean, it's still very stressful seeing everybody with masks and just the worry. But I've been doing well. I've been actually doing some recovery stuff for my knees, and it's helped me slow down, pull back in training a little bit, and get a little stronger for when I do get a fight date.
Okay, awesome. And I did see the video that you posted about that, but it sounded like it was even too hard to say what it was with your knees, right?
Yeah, I have some issues with some imbalances, and my patella, the front of my knees is being pulled outward, so it gets really painful, but it's not something that's really worrisome. We can fix it, and that's what I've been doing, focusing on.
And well, yeah, I guess kind of to add on that, that's kind of what I wanted to ask you is, I'm sure you've been fighting from such a young age. I'm sure you put a lot of wear and tear on your body, so I'm sure to have this time off, to have recovery, and to spend time with your family and stuff and be home, I'm sure it's been good for you.
It's been nice. Honestly, I box because it helps me keep my mind busy. But at the same time, it takes up so much of your life that you're living life at a fast pace always.
Right.
So it's nice to slow things down and, take a deep breath and just work on little things. I have a lot to improve, and that's what you get to do on your downtime. You work, you pull back on the rush, and you improve on little things.
Perfect. And with this, when the gyms opened up a little bit, were you kind of slowly getting back into it, and then it just stopped again, or were you still kind of?
Well, I haven't fully stopped training even since quarantine started. I am married to my husband, to my coach. I'm married to my coach, so my coach, keeps me busy. Whether the gym's closed or open, I still work out. He brings me to the park. I stay busy. I'm not in fight shape, but I'm in shape, and I stay ready just in case.
You guys have some living room or kitchen sparring of who's gonna cook that day or anything like that?
He knows that I love to cook, so we don't fight about that. But he knows that I'll rough him up, so he doesn't say anything.
Awesome. And I've seen. I wanted to ask you. I see that there's like a lot of little girls in the gym and stuff like that. I know you're always a real humble person. You're not really the type to like toot your own horn and take credit for a lot of stuff. But what does it feel like to be someone that these younger girls, younger kids look up to, especially the females?
When I started boxing, when I was older and I started taking this very seriously, I didn't have any teammates that were there to help me, any female teammates, So it's very nice for me to be able to explain things to them and show them things, and they can also kind of witness me going through my process and learning and everything, and it helps them. And I'm a firm believer that, the next generation is only going to get better. There will be girls that will surpass me and be better, and that's okay. I want the women in the sport coming up to be better than I was, and for the people coming up after that to be better. I want us to show the world that women can box.
Awesome. And I mean, a lot of the girls are a lot younger, so I mean, when they look at you, they see no wrong in you. Like, you can't do no wrong in their eyes. So that's good that you're, leading by example and being a role model to them. And speaking about that, what do you think of, how do you see the growth of women's boxing in general, just from way back when it was started? It wasn't really being televised or getting any exposure, and now it seems like, they're getting a little bit more exposure. They're on bigger cards. Some of the promoters are signing them and stuff like that. How do you like how it's been so far, how it's growing?
Well, it's something that I always like to say and educate people on. Women's boxing, or women in boxing, are huge in every other country except in the U.S. In the U.S. is still behind. U.S. is playing catch up to Mexico, Europe, China, South America. All those places, I mean, women's boxing is huge. They're always televised, main event, co-main event. There's always a female fight on the cards on TV. Box Azteca is huge with women. I mean, I debuted on there as a co-main event to Nettie. So, I mean, I've been televised most of my career as a pro because Mexico loves women's boxing. So USA is playing catch up, and they're doing a great job. I'm very happy to see not only GoldenBoy, Matchroom, Top Rank. Those are the big promoters, and they're all signing women. Hopefully PBC does the same thing, jumps on the boat too, and starts supporting women. And I'm just happy to be in this era and be witnessing it.
Do you think the Olympics has anything to do with that? Because I know a lot of the top girls now are just because they're coming out of the Olympics. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe the women in the Olympics in boxing started like 2012 or something.
Yes, women were approved for the Olympics in 2012, and because of women boxing in the Olympics, boxing was safe, because it was actually at a point where they were thinking about removing boxing from the Olympics. And the hype and all the great work that those women that competed in 2012 did saved boxing in the Olympics, and have been something that people are looking forward to. Now, after 2016, those elite fighters actually decided to turn pro, which is the first time that's ever happened. So it's definitely a huge help. It's helped us, elevate the level here in the pros. No disrespect to the pros that have been here before us. It's just a new era.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. And speaking a little bit about GoldenBoy, just on the outside looking in, I don't know, it seems like maybe there's like a partnership there, or are you signed to them? Are you kind of like on a trial, or what would you explain that?
Well, I was invited to fight on their card the first time back in November, and it was a great opportunity for me. Luckily for me, I looked great. I won. I stopped my opponent in the third round, and from there on, we built a relationship. We've been talking about a contract. Unfortunately, when we were getting ready to actually work on the contract and everything, COVID occurred.
Good old COVID.
So COVID got in the way, but I'm still in touch with them. I'm staying in touch with them, and they consider me a part of the team already. They keep their word. I keep mine. I should be, receiving some dates soon to fight. So, I feel like I'm part of the GoldenBoy family.
Perfect. And the fight you're speaking about, was that the one that was in Guanajuato, I believe it was?
It was in San Miguel de Allende.
Oh, okay, awesome. And then your very last fight was your pro debut, right? In India or fantasy?
It was my U.S.
your
debut.
U.S. debut. Yes.
It was my U.S. debut here in Indio, California, and it was a very unique experience. The first time, that my mother was able to attend, because she can't go to Mexico to see me fight. So the fact that she was there was very special for me, and the fact that where every fighter wants to come to fight to the U.S. It's that simple, and the fact that I'm finally here, it means a lot.
And with that being said, since it was here, was there any added pressure or any added distractions or anything like that with maybe having? I saw a lot of the Phoenix community that supports you over there. I wish I would have went, but I was on a Thursday. But how was it?
It was such an amazing experience. A lot of my teammates from here went. Some friends and family were there, and it was just great. It was a new experience for me. Fighting in Mexico is one thing. Coming to the U.S. and fighting on a GoldenBoy card is a whole different story. From the fighters meetings the day before, sitting down and chatting with Hopkins and the GoldenBoy team. I remember I told my husband, I was like, man, I really talked myself up. I better perform tomorrow. I better lace them up and perform. So it's just a great experience for me. I did feel very nervous. People lie when they say that you don't get nervous. You do get nervous. I think it's the experience that helps you maneuver those nerves into good energy or bad energy.
Do you think it's just nervousness, or was it also like anxiousness? A little bit of just, I just want to get in there already.
It's an accumulation of both. I mean, I like to fight. I enjoy fighting, and it's just added pressure being finally here in the U.S. and on such a great platform on the zone.
Awesome. And I did see in another one of your interviews, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you think about the 2-minute rounds. I seen in one of your recent interviews that you were pretty much saying, there's been a couple of times where I hurt my opponent, but then the bell rings, and it's just, you think it's time to get those 3-minute rounds in already?
As fighters, we always want to fight more. We always want to fight more. Like you said, I do believe that if we had that extra minute, we would have more knockouts. I've gotten to the point where I hurt my opponent, and then the bell rings, and they're saved by the bell, and then they recover, and it happens over and over, and then the fight goes the distance. But like I said, we always want to fight more. Sometimes it isn't the best, and that's why we have our corners and other people that are scientists, and whatever they decide, I'm there for it. I do believe that we do need to work on our pay first before adding that extra minute, because I don't want to fight an extra minute for free.
Okay, understood. And what do you think? Why do you feel like women in MMA is a lot more popular? Like, it seems like more people always want to see those fights, and I've heard you say this before, and I agree with you. I feel like women's boxing, especially on this side, is kind of almost disrespected. Like, it's frowned upon, or maybe not. Just a lot of people just down talk about it, not knowing, especially like more casual fans.
I think in MMA they've done a great job, promoting women. Before Ronda Rousey, it was Gina Carano, and then Cyborg.
Nunez.
Amanda Nunez. Now, I mean, you have Zhang and Joanna that did one of the best fights ever, I think. I mean, I'm not an MMA fan, but I support women. So I like to stay on top of who's fighting and seeing their fights and staying, active on supporting other women. And MMA does that for them. They've done a great job of it, and it's something that, I feel that it's starting to happen. It's on the rise with the big four promoters here in the United States. And I hope more women get signed and competition gets better and more better fights are made, and that's how our fan base is going to pick up.
Perfect. Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing that information with us. So the next thing I want to do is I have 3 fights. One is confirmed and one of them is almost confirmed, and one of them is everybody thinks it's going to happen, but we're not really sure. I want you to just let me know what your thoughts on these 3 potential fights, okay?
Okay.
So the first one, from what I've been hearing, it might be confirmed for early October. The Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez unification bout. How do you think that goes down?
You know, Teofimo and Loma, I keep going back and forth, you know. I think Loma is amazing. He's high tech. He has the footwork. He's flashy. He's smart. He has it all. And then you see Teofimo, and Teofimo, he's a big guy. He's a big guy. He's bigger than Lomachenko. He has snap in his punches. He's smart. He has footwork. He has a flash. Then I think I'm like, Teofimo could catch him, and it could go, you know, put Vasily on his butt. But then I think, look at who Loma is. It can't happen. So I keep going back and forth. I honestly can't decide who's gonna win. But I will say that I'm rooting for Lomachenko because I was around Teofimo and his father quite some time in Argentina, and I didn't like the people that they were. So I'm Team Loma.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Thank you for sharing that with us. And then the next one is, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe both of these guys are your friends, Valdez and Berchel. If it does happen for the WBC at 130, how do you think it goes down?
You're putting me on the spot right here, man. Yes, they're both my friends. Valdez, I grew up with him. You know, I know him since I was 11 years old, and we're on the Mexican team together. Berchel, I met him since I was a teenager in Mexico City, and you know, they're both very hardworking young men. Berchel is a humongous 130-pounder. He's huge. He has that size advantage. But Valdez is that gutsy warrior. You know, I mean, who fights with a broken jaw, and you know, still doesn't lose a round
For more than half a fight too.
I just want to see a great fight.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. And then the next one, this one's interesting, and this one's already confirmed. The Leo Santa Cruz versus Tank Davis. I believe it's at 130 for October 24th.
You know, I don't even know if Tank's gonna make weight. I don't think Tank's gonna make weight. I don't even know if he's gonna come in shape.
Right.
I mean, he couldn't take out older, beaten Gamboa, and that had torn an Achilles during the fight. And Leo, I believe Leo shouldn't be in that weight class. But you know what? He's gutsy. He gets ready. He's focused, and I hope Leo goes in there. But I'm kind of worried that if Tank lands a punch, it could be night-night.
Right. Yeah. This is dangerous. Cool. Well, to finish off, I like to do something called 12 rounds of boxing, and it's basically just 12 random rapid-fire questions.
Okay.
Just random. Most of them have nothing to do with boxing, and we'll finish up with that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So question number 1 is, what is the first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning?
Running.
Running. Okay. Just get it out the way already.
Yeah. I wake up and I go run.
I don't know if you see the interview with Keenan, but he said the same thing. Awesome. Question number 2. What movie or movies have made you cry?
The Notebook, Benjamin Button, Miracle on Cell Number 7. I have a lot of them. I'm a crybaby.
She's going to start crying right now. Awesome. And then question number 3 is, you have a lot of Instagram followers. Why haven't you got verified yet?
I have no idea, man. Instagram just doesn't want to verify me. I've submitted my application,
Really?
but they denied me, so I'm not official yet.
Whatever. All right, question number 4 is, I know you're a huge fan of elotes. That's like one of your obsessions. How do you prefer it, en vaso or whole? How do you say it, on the cob?
Entero. I prefer my elote whole. I just think the flavor's different. And a true Mexican eats it like that.
So you have no interest for the one in the cup ever?
I'll eat the one in the cup, but I'm a fan of the entero one. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Question number 5 is, what is your least favorite exercise? And this could be boxing related or non-boxing related.
Burpees, man.
Really?
Burpees. They're so annoying. They're like, can't stand them.
Do you have to do them often?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. All right. Question number 6 is, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve? I don't know. I don't think I have any. Honestly, I'm a very simple person. Nothing bothers me.
Okay, that works.
Sometimes I just don't like people.
Oh, okay. All right. Question number 7 is, what is the biggest sacrifice that you had to make as a boxer, or that maybe you continue to make? And then at the end of this, I wanted to add in my Deontay Wilder voice, till this day.
Till this day.
And to this day. To this day. To this day.
This day. I think the biggest sacrifice is missing time with my family. I think, I sit there and I spend out. Luckily, my husband is my coach, so I spend as much time with him as possible. But my parents are getting older, and I feel like I'm not there when I should be, and it's something that haunts me every single night. And I think about them every single night, and I ask God to take care of them and to help me, take care of them, be able to retire from this and take care of my parents before they're gone.
Thank you. And then question number 8 is, what has been your least favorite job?
My least favorite job, I would have to say McDonald's. I used to work at McDonald's, and oh my God.
Drive-thru? Or just people in general?
I was actually the cook. I was the cook, and man, you get these orders, these people, who orders 10 McDoubles? And then you're sitting there hurrying up, and then sometimes the people, when they would put me in the front, people can be very rude to people. I'm like, you're the one here coming to order a service, be nice.
All right, cool. And then question number 9 is, what is the best life advice that you've ever received?
Best life advice, be happy.
Simple, but it works.
Simple, but yeah, perfect.
Awesome. And then question number 10 is, what is the most annoying question that boxing media likes to ask? Hopefully I didn't ask it today.
Boxing media. I don't think boxing media, but I get asked a lot of casual people, does it hurt? What do you say to that?
I thought it was going to be more like when it's 2 days before the fight and they ask you are you ready or something like that, or when they kind of want you to give out your game plan, what are you going to do? I thought it'd be something like that.
No, it doesn't really bother me.
Okay. Question number 11 is, what is your favorite thing to cook?
That's a tough one because I love to cook everything and anything, but I got to say I make some really good frijoles.
Okay. Simple.
Yeah.
That works. And then question number 12 is, what is your favorite place to visit to or travel to? And that could be I don't know, you have a fight and you're like, oh, I have a fight here, that's cool. Or if it's just on vacation, non-boxing related, if you could just pick a place that you enjoy going to, what is it?
Everybody will pick some extravagant place or anything, but for me, I just love being at my parents' home. I just love spending time with my viejitos, just being there with them. It's a dream come true. I mean, I wish I could have all my brothers together and my husband and my parents eating a meal, and to me, that's a perfect vacation.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, those are all of our questions. So any last hello, shout out, social media you want to give out to your friends, fans, whatever?
Well, you can follow my social media on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Sulem Urbina. I just keep it simple. I don't have a nickname. And thank you to all of you that support me. I really appreciate you guys, and just keep on supporting us. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. Another episode of Box Talk. Everybody take care. God bless. Thank you. Guys, thank you guys for watching another video of Box Talk with Luis Madrid. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. Make sure you drop a comment, make sure you like, and let us know who you want us to interview next.
Let's go.